Iran's supreme leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei said during a televised speech on October 10th, "We kiss the hands of those who planned the attack on Israel." This was shocking and disgusting given the fact that the whole world had come to witness the brutality and barbarism committed by the terror group called Hamas in Israel on October 7th. Khamenei, who was wearing a Palestinian scarf and delivering his first broadcast remarks since Hamas launched attacks, also claimed his country was not involved in the attack by Hamas. But Israel and many Western countries strongly believe that Iran was behind it. However, Iran's role in the Israel-Palestine conflict is complex and multifaceted. It has various historical, political, and strategic dimensions. Iran's direct involvement in the conflict is unlikely. The country has more recently been on a de-escalatory track with the US and other countries. This was evident in the prisoner swap agreements and other diplomatic efforts. But Iran's involvement in the conflict continues to be a contentious issue in the broader Middle East. Iran's involvement in the Israel-Palestine conflict dates back to the 1979 Islamic Revolution, when the Shah, who was seen as a close ally of Israel and the United States, was overthrown. The new Iranian government, led by Ayatollah Khamenei, adopted an anti-Israel stance and began providing support to Palestinian groups. Since then, Iran has been a main supporter of Palestinian terrorist organizations, especially Hamas and Palestinian Islamic Jihad. Iran, a highly Islamic country, has been providing financial, military, and political support to these groups, including weapons, training, and funding for their anti-Israel operations. The emergence of groups like Hezbollah in Lebanon and Hamas in the Palestinian territories can be traced back to various factors. Opposition to Israel and domestic pressure are the main reasons. By the way, Iran's relationship with Hamas is indeed complex and has its own problems. While Iran provides financial support, training, and weapons to Hamas, the group's Sunni identity goes against Iran's Shiite affiliations. Additionally, there have been tensions, notably over Iran's support for the Assad regime during the Syrian civil war in 2011. These factors have spoiled their relationship, and therefore Iran's direct involvement in attacks like that seen on October 7th is less likely. Iran's support for Palestinian groups stems from its ideological aversion to Israel. The Iranian government views Israel as an illegitimate state and has called for its destruction, and this also finds reflection in some sections of the Iranian population. The United States has also taken steps to deter Iran from getting involved in the conflict by deploying a carrier strike group in the eastern Mediterranean to warn Iran against any misadventure. While it's unlikely that Iran would directly go for a war with Israel, the possibility of a broader regional conflict is there. Escalation of Israel-Hamas war could draw in various Arab states, including the Gulf states and Saudi Arabia. Iran's support for Palestinian groups is also part of its agenda to expand its influence in the Middle East. By striking an alliance with anti-Israeli forces, Iran seeks to position itself as a leader of the resistance axis, which includes groups and states opposed to Israel and Western influence in the region. Iran's indirect involvement in the conflict is intertwined with its regional rivalries, particularly with Israel and Saudi Arabia. Iran's support for Palestinian groups is viewed with great concern by Israel. Saudi Arabia and other Gulf states, which have improved relations with Israel, also view Iran's actions as baffling and destabilizing. Iran has also played a significant role in supporting Hezbollah, a Shiite militant group based in Lebanon. Hezbollah has fought multiple conflicts with Israel and is considered a proxy of Iran. Iran provides Hezbollah with financial and military support, which has enabled the group to become a terrifying force in Lebanon and a direct threat to Israel. Iran has been accused of smuggling weapons into the Gaza Strip for Hamas and other Palestinian groups. It is believed to have assisted in the construction of underground tunnels used for smuggling and military purposes. Israel has repeatedly destroyed these tunnels. While Iran supports militant groups hostile to Israel, it has engaged in diplomatic efforts to influence the Israel-Palestine conflict. Iran has also advocated a two-state solution that would involve the return of Palestinian refugees. Now, because of the indirect involvement of Iran, groups ideologically aligned with Iran, such as Palestinian armed groups or militias in Syria and Iraq, might take advantage of the conflict to carry out attacks on Israel or US positions in the region.